Hello, 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 everyone.
Hello.
The score I'm going to give it, which will happen at the end of the video, is the most derogatory version of this score I will ever give, I think. Like, I don't know if we actually put it in a video, but I think we joked or have joked in the past about how Rocky died in Creed 2, but he didn't die in
he
Creed
just
2.
didn't die in
He didn't
Creed 2.
die. I guess we both just thought that he died in our headcanon.
That's like the Bernstein Bears actually being called the Berenstein Bears. I forgot what the name of that is. I fully had it in my head that Rocky died, but I rewatched it and I was like, wait a second, he's alive?
But they have to kill him off.
Do they have to?
He's got lymphoma, brother. What?
He could just be in a wheelchair or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to kill him off eventually, is what I'm saying. Like, in this third film, they were gonna take it into a dark place. And he said that people already have enough darkness in their life or whatever, and people want to see their heroes get beat up, but like nothing beyond that. So I'm assuming that they were gonna kill off Rocky in this movie, but they did it. They killed his mom off instead because they need someone to die. Which felt so... Okay, I'm just going to say the things that I dislike about this movie, all right?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I am very frustrated by how short this movie is because, yes, in the runtime, it's maybe like 10 minutes shorter, but the first two movies, from the beginning of the movie to the credits starting, like 2 hours flat. This movie, with the credits, is less than 2 hours. And in those two movies, the pacing is fine. And then in the second movie, I feel the pacing in the final fight with Drago is way too quick. But also that fight is my least favorite part of the movie. Everything else about Creed 2 makes me cry like a little baby.
Oh, does it really?
Yes. Yeah, so like the pacing in this movie is so off. I felt like even from the first shot of the movie, I was like, ooh, I wonder how Michael B. Jordan's going to start this movie. And there's like a quick establishing shot.
He had a oneer.
No. He had a quick establishing shot, and less than 2 seconds later, you don't even get to like take in the environment. They just cut. They just start already. I'm like, whoa, my brain. The rest of the movie just feels like we need to have these mini moments that don't last too long, and then we have to move on. Unless we're doing like one of those oneers. The emotional things going on in the movie didn't have time to breathe. And also, Tessa Thompson, her character took a back seat. She had nothing going on in this movie, and his mother is barely in it and then just randomly dies. With the amount of things that they wanted to achieve in this movie, this is easily a 2 hour and like 10 or 15 minute movie. There's so many things going on in this movie, and I feel like none of them get like the time to breathe, except for maybe the Jonathan Major stuff. But beyond that, like I felt like everything just felt so rushed.
It felt like a very lesser Rocky movie. Like it felt very formulaic in its story, which is weird because Ryan Coogler had a hand in writing the story. So I was like, why is it not up to par with like Creed 1? Why is it like lacking? I feel like everything was rushed as well, especially like the final fight. They had the one round and then that like inner monologue fight with him in jail and him doing all this crazy shit. They did that, and then it was the end of round 11. I was like, hello? What happened?
I think they were hoping that that moment would be bigger than it was.
Yeah. Also, the cliche montage in the Rocky movies, it was super quick. It wasn't very emotional like it was in the previous two films. I saw that Michael B. Jordan got, like, inspired by anime with this, which is weird because he calls Naruto Shippuden, he calls it Naruto Shippuden. So I don't really know if he's, like, a real anime stan.
Favorite anime is Naruto Shippuden. Been a fan of it for years.
But yeah, I saw the anime influence in this, and it was really weird. I was like, ooh, why did he do that? It was not good.
In what places?
When Jonathan Majors punches him in the ring and you see the close-up of like his back, and his back is supposed to show like sweat and like an imprint coming from behind it, I was like, this is weird. They shouldn't do this in real life. It is not realistic. That's why it's in anime.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I noticed the sweat because that happens. And like, have you ever seen someone get knocked out and they have like the slow-mo?
Yeah.
All the water in their body just leaves them. It's crazy.
Also, I feel like this movie is the most soap opera-y of them all, if that makes sense. But I still liked it. I had a good time.
I thought that maybe Adonis did something more egregious than what he did.
He just didn't talk to him while he was in jail.
They built it up. Yeah, I mean, that's bad still. But, like, also, they didn't hammer home how broken he is. Like, they showed how broken he is, but they didn't hammer home how broken he is and how much he needed him in a deep and fundamental way. Also, they were trying to quote unquote reveal what happened through like flashbacks, but then that just sort of never happens. Adonis like confesses to Tessa Thompson, but it's a bunch of stuff we already knew and they don't add on to that in a substantial way at all. I was like, so this is it? Okay. I understand where Dame is coming from, feeling like most of your life has been taken away from you, and they could have added more to it, but like, the entrances kind of bugged me. Like, there's a lot actually about the third act that bugged me.
The over-reliance on CGI
Yes.
for the stadium.
Yes.
Fake. It's so fake. Why did they do that?
I have a pitch for you in a second. But
Okay.
going back to
All
the
right.
entrances, well, in the first film, they were kind of creative with like the presentation a little bit. Like, you remember with Ricky Conlon, like they had the guy blowing fire and stuff and the smoke and the shadows
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Tell him don't waste my time. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good song.
And then in the second film, Creed comes out to Icon by Jaden Smith, which is very fitting for his character. And then for Creed's entrance at the end, they had Tessa Thompson performing with him. All the lyrics were like sort of about their relationship. It felt creative and the lighting was there and there was a whole set. In this film, they just come out of a dugout to some generic ass rap song. What? Like in the past in combat sports in general, people have come out to wrestling music before. 3-6 Mafia did a song for this guy named Mark Henry. I'm going to send it to you. Actually, we're going to take a brief pause. We're not pausing the recording, but I want you to hear this song and tell me that Dame shouldn't have come out to this song. All right, let me know when you're ready. I'm at 0 seconds.
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
For the final fight, right?
Yeah, for the final fight, obviously. Yeah. You could do some stuff right here with the like, you know, the build up with the crowd or like the lighting or whatever, and then he comes out like here, you know, or like when they start actually rapping. Still building up. It's good. He could. One of them could have come out to this song. Like, it's badass.
I
Beat
think
him up.
more Damien
Break
than
his neck. Beat him
than
up.
Creed.
Break his neck. Like, come on. Like, that's perfect. It's perfect. And then this verse is good. The root of all evil, weak fear me. Yeah, come on. That's badass. All right. I'm done. But like
Yeah,
like
stop.
something special, like something cool. But they didn't do anything for the entrance, and it's like it was just so thoughtless. It was just weird when they have put so much effort into the other entrances in the previous couple of movies. Like, I don't know, man. I was like, that's it. And then also the venue. In the second film, they went to Russia. There's obviously significance to Rocky IV and also significance for Victor and Ivan. Adonis is out of his element and like, okay, that makes sense. The first film, Ricky Conlon needing a big payday because he's probably going to jail and this might be his last fight and like whatever. I get it. What does Dodger Stadium have to do with anything? Why are they in Dodger Stadium? This is supposed to be like
That's in LA, right?
yeah, but who cares?
Isn't it like the fight for LA or some bullshit?
Who cares? It literally doesn't mean anything to these characters.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I think, and this is just me, Michael B. Jordan hasn't made a film as a director, so why are you putting yourself in a position for your third act to look like garbage? Also, if you want to make an intimate story, maybe subvert expectations by having the final fight at your gym where it all started. I don't know. If it's so personal, why do you need to do it in front of 100,000 people when you could do it in front of 100 people? And then that claustrophobic feeling that Michael B. Jordan wanted for the, you know, the jail bar stuff, because we'll be in a smaller space. Also, like, if you want the punches to sound harder in a smaller venue, like during quarantine, the UFC was still doing fights fights, and instead of doing it in front of crowds, they did it in one of their training places called the UFC Apex or whatever. And since there's no crowd, you can hear the punches, and the punches sound like horrific.
Oh my good.
And so you could have done that, and it doesn't make sense to me to go to Dodger Stadium for no reason, to do nothing, to have a terrible background. I don't know, it was just dumb. It was dumb.
With a short fight that's not memorable.
Ugh. Like, it's just the second half of the movie that I just, like, despise, really.
Did the buildup feel worth it? Not at all.
Okay, so I like the beginning, like, when Dame comes back, when he comes over to the house for dinner, like, that sequence is great. When he's like, oh, you got see-through floors, and he meets Amara, and they do the sign language thing, and I liked all of that. But then it just, I don't know if I have anything nice to say about the movie besides that.
Also, is there weight classes in
Yes.
boxing? So how was Felix, this like 190 soaking wet kid, going to fight Drago, who's this like 400-pound behemoth, and then he's gonna fight Damien, who's also a 400-pound behemoth? I don't get that.
You can weigh the same, but just have completely different physiques and just look like...
He did not weigh the same as these other two people. There's no way.
I mean, I don't know.
Also, how big these people were? Oh, hell no.
I mean, it's possible, but like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, I was just like, well, Dame's gonna win, and that's it. I don't have a lot to say about this movie that's positive. I feel like the child also had more development than Tessa Thompson did. Her presence just doesn't exist here, and it's really annoying.
She had that one little moment where Damien was like, oh, how does it feel to see someone else singing your song? But that's like about it, to be honest.
I need more. She doesn't grow at all like she does in the first film, or even in the second film. Like, she has to deal with Adonis being distant after taking that major L. This was such a wasted opportunity, I think.
Well, it is also his first time directing, so...
But why
maybe
is this his first time directing? Another rant. Not every actor can direct, okay? And I'm not saying Michael B. Jordan shouldn't direct movies. I'm saying not every actor can act and direct at the same time. It's doable. You can make a movie out of it, obviously. Not everyone can do it as great as certain people have done it. Bradley Cooper, the one and only time he's directed. He's coming out with another film soon, so we'll see. Clint Eastwood, half the time, you know? It's just... frustrating. Why did they waste Creed 3? I'm 5 out of 10. I can't do it.
Dang, he said it. Oh, man. Well, I'm at a 7 out of 10. I would watch it again. Jonathan Majors was huge, though, and they kind of wasted that because we needed more shots of him being a big boy.
They already did the big boy thing with Victor, though. The only thing I'll give this movie is that it's not as bad as Southpaw.
Oh, God, I was thinking about that. Well, that movie was terrible, so at least they realized it.
A lot of people think that movie's good.
It's so good that it has sequels, and it's very well remembered. Yeah, tell me more.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. You probably didn't. You probably all loved it, you dumb hogs. If you agree or disagree,
Like
tell
me.
us in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Do all the things. We got more stuff and things. And yeah, I'm sad. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have to get past the Avengers and Marvel shit at some point, okay? Other people make movies.